Down the road, the bakery. You know the man who supplies the beef.
Yeah.
You know the man or the lady
who supplies the lamb.
Supplies the lamb and the pork.
That's right.
What about all of the fruit pies? What about fruit? Because I mean, we just last year we picked our own blackberries, and I know a lot of in sort of times we're in now, people are making more things at home, and they're trying to sort of have things more organic. We hear that word all the time, organic, and that's a much loosely used word, isn't it? Organic. And as you said, you've just used it there. What about the fruit in some of these pies? Tell us a little bit about that.
Making fruit pies is it's an English way of doing things. It's also one of the ways of doing things that's accepted on the continent, which is rather strange, because if you go to France or Germany or Italy, having meat wrapped in pastry.
Just interrupting.
Oh.
Something just came out the oven. As you're talking about it, I thought the best thing to do is to taste
Have
it.
a little
so
taste.
Come on, let's
Have a little
get
taste.
stuck in. Bang on out.
Well, you know what? I'm
Beef and
loving the
Guinness.
service
I'd
here.
like to say I'd cooked it, but I haven't. I'm just the middle person. But
Which one's this?
This is the beef in Guinness.
Beef and Guinness.
So I'll leave you to enjoy,
Oh, thank
and
you
we'll
so
go back
much.
to our duties in the kitchen.
Oh, yeah, you crack on. Don't want to stop you, do we?
No.
You keep talking about fruit, and I'll try this.
Okay. Well, English fruit pies are really very famous throughout the world, really, as almost as famous as the American apple pie, but probably better, really, if you think about it. I mean, the Bramley apple. That is a traditional English apple which was sown in Nottinghamshire, in Southwell or Southwell, 10 miles from our bakery. It's very, very interesting and coincidental that that's happened, and it's good news for us, because every cook and most housewives will have heard of the Bramley apple. It's the best eating apple. There's an example of it there. That's the English Bramley apple, and the seed was sown in 1834 in England, 10 miles from us, and it's still produced in Nottinghamshire, in Kent, in Ireland. It's very much a sort of English/UK type of product.
Just to fast forward's the wrong word, isn't it? Rewind. Just to rewind for a second with this part. I've just tasted this pastry.
Yeah.
There's something very different about this. Now, I'm going to say something a bit strange that you might understand. When I normally eat pies, and I try to avoid them for some instances, because when I eat pies, I get a bit of indigestion, Harry. I've just tasted this pastry, and it's almost like it melts in the mouth. Now, I'm not being overly descriptive here. I've just had a piece of this pastry, and just to make sure I know, because normally what I do is I leave a lot of the crust because it's too much to eat, and I just try and find the filling. But this...
I understand exactly what you're saying, and the whole point about lime tree's crust is that it's very much the pastry, and short crust pastry should in fact be warmed wherever possible. I mean, if you're going to eat a pie, a fruit pie or a savoury pie, warm it through, and that enhances the quality, texture and taste of the pastry, as well as changing the taste of either the fruit or the meat. And when you warm through properly, and it doesn't take very long, about 3 or 4 minutes in a medium oven, a short crust pastry, it melts, it does exactly that. And what I use is the fact, do you remember when we were kids, we used to put candy floss in our mouth and you go, oh, it's gone.
Oh, gone.
Yeah, and that's exactly what.
You're right.